Hey, good day, everyone. We have now most probably the most important part of this conference because I've seen people asking questions to the wrong panels, but now it's a panel on the talents. And we called it Talent is Our New Amber, and yet it needs to be discovered. Myself, I work for Invest Lithuania, and what we do, we attract foreign direct investors to establish their operations in Lithuania. And according to FDI Analytics, that's a Financial Times department that monitors all the FDI transactions, they say that 56% of all the investment projects had this one criteria, which is called talent availability. Second criteria, proximity to the market, it was comparatively marginal. It was just 20% importance. So what we can say that the talent is one of the key drivers for attracting foreign direct investors. So with this in mind, I have to say that this is, for me personally and professionally, a very big topic, a big pain point, and I don't know how to solve it. So that's why I have a very distinguished panel with me who will help to solve and discover this amber in this region. So I would like to ask Agnė Kavaliauskienė, who is a chief advisor for the talent policy group at the Ministry of Economy and Innovation. Please take a seat. Yeah, then we have Jurgita Raišytė, the talent project manager at Klaipėda ID. Please join in. We have Birgit, Liodden, you have already met. Please join us on the stage. And then we have Simona Kutelienė, the head of HR from Klaipėda Nafta. All right. So until the panel gathers, I see you started to clap a little bit. And this is good, because this is the way we communicate. This panel discussion is nothing without you, and it's very important that we have this connection, right? So if you like the statements or sentences or anything, you know what to do, right? Please clap. Fantastic. Yes, you know how to clap. But by the way, do you know if you disagree with something, how to show that? Yeah, this could be an option. But I can tell you how you can disagree, like really silently, not to interrupt, someone who is talking. It's not very widely used, but I will show you the trick just for the future. If you disagree with something, you do this. You know what's this? That's bull horns. And then you do this. And that means bullshit. So please do this. All right. But again, I would be also very much privileged if you will be joining this discussion by asking the questions at the end, but also reacting to what we're talking about. And just before I start, I have a question to you. Could you please raise a hand if he or she feels like you're a talent? Who is talent here? Okay, quite several. That's good. So we'll talk about you. And this whole talent topic actually became very important starting 1997, once one of the McKinsey consultants issued a book called A War for Talent. The good news that this war for talent, it's been for a long time, and we already know who the winner is, and that's, of course, the talent who won. But then still, there are many, many aspects that are not covered. So let's try to do that in this conversation. If I may, closer to you. So. I would like to start with Agnė, because she represents the ministry, the national level. Do we have a definition what talent is and what talent is not? Yeah, I have another microphone.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's working. Talent definition as such, we do not have it, but we have a definition for skilled workers. Speaking in a legal framework, these are the workers that have high education or tertiary education and 5 years experience. Speaking about IT specialist, that is 3 years of experience. So I would say everyone here in the audience might be regarded as talents, but we're still working on the talent definition being legally framed in the near future. So.
Okay, so it means anyone can call them some talent.
Basically, yes. Thinking from the perspective of regular, ordinary people, everyone might be a talent, but speaking and reflecting labor market needs, so the investor and the companies are basically the ones who are saying that who is the talent and who is not. So this is quite controversial, I know, but this is how it is.
Okay, so, but then let's get to something on the ground. Simona, you lead, you are head of HR. Tell us some scary stories about how the war is going on the ground.
You mean how the war for talent is going?
Yes.
Yeah, so just to compliment colleague, I'd say we are all talents, absolutely agree. And for every company, depending what is your industry, what you are selling, what competences you need, then you kind of level talents on that priority basis. So the war for talents is on the ground now is toughest for engineers. So KN is not an exception. And in Lithuania, it's very popular Korn Ferry remuneration market surveys, and used to be IT. IT were kings in this war. And now we see #1 engineering, and then of course with production, IT. So this is the reality. Engineers. This is the era of engineers.
All right, but what do you actually do to win those talents?
Currently, we are updating and reviewing our employer branding strategy. So watch out the space. You will hear more. What we are doing, we have updated our strategy. And when attracting talents and speaking to them on interviews, we really see the difference, because they say, wow, 2050 and such an inspiring and ambitious strategy. We want to be in this boat with you. I want to be part of the history, not only locally, kind of for Lithuania, but also on a global level. Yes, I want to make a cleaner, safer, and more prosperous future. And this is really not only the sound words, kind of, but people from various generations are in it. And when you say, come join us, you will be able to develop together and grow together with the company. They are in this mission. They care about the environment, the net zero. That sounds maybe very populistic for some, carbon neutral, but we say we have a goal, we're going towards that, and with liquid energy terminals, with LNG and other new energies, we'll get there. So if you want to be part of that, if you want to be proud telling the story to your grandkids, this wins. And of course, the FSRU independence. This is another part that we feel that how we attract when they say, I am working not simply for net profit, but I am working for Lithuania, making Lithuanians proud and then spreading that knowledge abroad. I could talk more and more about that.
Okay, but we just got the concept that even those perceived to be legacy companies are now trying to be fashionable, attractive, very flexible, and many values proposing companies. That's great. And I really liked what Birgit was presenting on this crazy idea, transforming green activists into the business ambassadors. Is that because of the desperate shortage for talents? Or this is just something really works?
I think for me, this is my personal life mission. And I think, you know, it's also my way of, I think, looking at the responsibility that all of us have when we are inside the industries already. I consider us as the bridge builders. Then you have the younger generation, which is the generation cleanup. They have a hell of a mess to clean up after the previous generations. So for me, it's about actually opening up the doors to the power for them to go from fear and frustration and anger, towards us as the older generations.
Wow.
And enabling them, actually taking them for real, and utilizing the business capabilities to give them the right framework for transferring their energy and youthful passion and purpose drive to be part of creating the change. And I think that's such a big responsibility for all of us, because now we are in the mid of several huge, not just transitions, but it feels like a total transformation of the world. And then we have the generational gaps. You have the older senior people that are now leaving the workforce that has the most power and the most money. And then you have the youngest one who will have the biggest work, and also they will pay the bills for what we have done before. So in some ways, I feel it's such an urgent issue of connecting those generation gaps.
Right.
Which is also why we focus not only on bringing the generation cleanup in, but also actually looking at how can we also enable and take into use the senior talents to bring their generation kind of career to zero.
Yeah. But you started with very bold line. There are problem makers and problem solvers.
Yes.
So can we do that to the audience and ask whom you perceive to be? Who are problem solvers? Just very few. Okay, who are problem makers? Not many. So I think your mission goes successful, because we see more problem solvers here. And then, all right. But let's then focus now on this amber discovery in Klaipėda region. Can we ask on any statistics or factual data on how that looks, the talent pool in Klaipėda region?
Simona was right. We're having a really tough fight regarding the talents, but of course Simona is not going to reveal all the secrets how she gets all her engineers into her company. There are some tactics and strategies. I do understand her, but talking about the numbers, some of them are very concerning, but yet we have to reveal them and we have to know them in order to take some actions and find some solutions. Last year, we had about 7,000 people moving to Klaipėda. The majority of them were Ukrainians. We also had about 900 Lithuanians coming back from foreign countries to Klaipėda, but also the same number left Klaipėda. So the number is about the same. We had each year we have about 250 foreign students coming to Klaipėda, and in total we have about 1,300 of students living here each year and studying here. Unfortunately, only 7% of them are staying after their studies. So it means that other towns and other regions in Lithuania, or maybe even other countries, are more attractive to them. So that's why they're leaving, and this is the big issue. We have to work on that, on this number. We have to increase the foreign students who wants to stay here. So that's the issue we have to address. Some other numbers are also concerning because, for example, only 35% of our students who graduate from schools are staying to study in Klaipėda. Meanwhile, about 90% of students, graduates in Vilnius are studying in Vilnius, and about 75% of students who graduate from schools are staying in Kaunas. So that means that we not only have a fight with Vilnius and Kaunas, we have to probably search for some solutions in our region and maybe some western part of Lithuania. So things have to be changed, and we have to think about probably some other kind of tools and some other kind of measures. As well as I could say that the number of students in Klaipėda is steady right now. It's about 11,000 of them. About 7,000 or 8,000 are studying in higher educational institutions and university. And about 3,000 and a little bit more, 1,000 of them are studying in vocational schools, as far as I know, about this year, students in vocational schools, the number of students in vocational schools has increased by 8%. So this is really good. So, but still we have some stuff to do. here in Klaipėda.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I want to clap because I've just heard an extensive analytical report on the Klaipėda talent pool. That's very interesting. I mean, you've covered so many problems that are underlying in that statistics, like people are running away the city, but then you have migration. I just wonder, what's the priority level on the national level is the talent question. I mean, we've seen Neringa's presentation, many fantastic tools, but just, you know, be honest.
I am being honest. It's a number one priority, I would say.
No.
Well, for a few, well, yeah. Let me say from my point of view, from Ministry of Economy and Innovation, for a few years it's been put on the political agenda and I'm really glad of it. But we are looking at talent management in a more holistic approach. And what Jurgita said, that retention is the most important element of the whole talent management, be it talent attraction, reception, retention, and then reputation. We do not need talents to go away because we know that they might be going away because we're playing in global arena. But if they leave, we want them to leave with the good messages, with a good experience, and share this message with other talents because we regard them as talent magnets, because when someone here is highly skilled and he or she has a good experience here in Lithuania, he or she might spread the message, and more people, more highly skilled people will come to Lithuania, work for investors, work for Lithuanian companies, and also diaspora, Lithuanian origin people abroad. They will share this knowledge that lots of things have changed in Lithuania, and they will be, you know, coming back for future jobs and future careers. Mm-hmm.
Very interesting opinion, but I want to ask opinion of the audience. Can you please raise a hand who thinks that this is talent now a number one priority in this country? Yeah, just 2 people, 3, 4. I think, you know...
I want to react to that.
Yes, please.
This is, yeah. I represent Ministry of Economy and Innovation, so I speak
look, I mean,
from my perspective, and I know that our minister, the topic of talents is always on the table when meeting investors, foreign companies, and local companies as well. So
Simona, how is on Klaipėda Nafta side? If I open your website, on the first line, what I see?
LNG.
Oh, man. What is talent?
Talent, there is a separate section, absolutely. And we put people in the center of everything. But I don't want to sound populistic, because when you ask any HR person...
Because my problem is, you know, that we declare one on the presentation, but then in reality there's a huge gap. And actually one of the foreigners explained me, he said, I now understood Lithuanian. So I said, wow, tell me, because I don't understand. He said, you talk one, you think other, and then you do third thing. And this is what happens also with many of those national stuff, right? All right, but I wanted to ask on Klaipėda Naftas, I mean, how much is that priority on the company? But like really honestly, behind all those fantastic banners on the website.
So very honestly, it is on a top priority. As a head of HR, being involved in taking part in C-level meetings, reporting same KPIs as any other business KPIs, it shows that on a C-level cares and the board and so top level of a company. So if they are monitoring on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, regular KPIs about people, engagement, turnover, top talent, flight risk, and etc., I think it gives a very good sense that it is on a topic. Plus, if a company not only writes, we're not that company that only hangs out values, but we integrate into all the performance management. We really do our best to kind of walk the talk. And sometimes there are very tough conversations. But culture is another aspect that I think attracts and keeps people.
All right. I would like to jump to Birgit just to ask on the international pressure on this talent question. Is it the same?
Yeah, I think it's even higher on the agenda. I remember I held, I think, my first presentations on the war of talent for the global shipping industry back like 2009. I started doing that and sharing, you know, my message that, you know, we're not competing with each other on talents. We are in the World Cup competing with all the other industries. So we need to, rather than being at war with each other, we need to make a wider talent pool. And that's something that is something we need to do together. We need to do that regionally, nationally, but also globally, because we need to really get the message out how cool these industries are, how amazing it is to work for globally oriented industries that delivers trade and energy to the world. I mean, it's such an important mission, and we have industries that can do a huge difference in the global environment. So, but I do think that when I look at Wilhelmsen, where I used to work in the corporate group HR, group CEO has that boom on the agenda, very high up, and also for BW, which is one of the world's biggest shipping companies as well. It's super high up. So whether it's Singapore, Norway, other places, I feel it's really rising, and I feel also that post-COVID has even made it more critical for the maritime companies, that they've seen what is a big critical issue if you can't get seafarers or maritime professionals on land.
All right.
Then we can't do our job.
Yeah, but I have a partial solution, because the other day I was watching on Facebook, some Lithuanian friends were like really freaked out sharing one of the posts from Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, we have like posters inviting migrants come to Lithuania because there are so many jobs in services, in restaurants, as a waiters, as a kitchen, employees. And my Lithuanian friends were really like freaked out about, oh, now we will have an invasion of the migrants. So my question is, I mean, there is definitely an elephant in this room, right? On one hand, we shout we need talent. On the other hand, we say no, but it's not like we really need those talents. We just need someone like very specific, right? I think also in your daily life, I mean, you still do the candidate selection, you still have high standards. I just wonder how to balance those, two different worlds. Any ideas? Yes. Yeah.
I can talk about the elephant. Well, it's not just the state or, some person. It's all about the ecosystem and stakeholders. So when we talk talents, that is, we talk companies, inclusivity, we talk society, we talk many people who are working, the stakeholders, NGOs, state agencies or ministries. So this is very horizontal matter. So we cannot just point at one person, ministry or agency and say that they will solve all the problems, because this is a long haul. We have to change the mindset of people who would be more willing to accept coming foreigners or diaspora people who are coming here. So this is very, very long haul, and this is game-changing.
Okay, so I just should write down as a comment, guys, you're welcome, but not now. For those Bangladesh migrants.
They are. Well, this is very controversial, so I would not comment on
Birgit,
that.
you had a comment.
Definitely, because I also think that we think way too narrow when we recruit, and I think that's a big challenge, because we recruit based on yesterday's needs. And I think, yes, we need a lot of engineers, but among the key capabilities moving forward is less, actual domain knowledge you can learn, but it's even more about the human capabilities. So the personality traits like grit, openness, curiosity. I mean, there are a lot of new capabilities that are needed that doesn't necessarily require the formal education to begin with. So I think we also need to open up more for thinking outside the box when it comes to talents. And myself, I dropped out of school when I was 16, so I was supposed to be a complete failure. So it's something also about enabling and opening up the doors for the unexpected talents that are not necessarily only the A students.
All right.
And I think that can be part of the answer.
Great. I will also do this. Jurgita, can you just tell us how does that in Klaipėda? You mentioned 7,000 foreigners coming in last year. Is there any tension or there is a huge acceptance? How is it going?
First of all, I have to mention that at the beginning of the summer, we launched and established International House Klaipėda, and it's a huge step for Klaipėda, I suppose, and because it is a one-stop shop for for the foreigners who wants to receive all the services that are needed for them to start their lives and careers in Klaipėda and to study in Klaipėda as well. So all are welcome. Thank you, girls. And I know it's tough for them to be here and to find a job or even to find internship and to learn Lithuanian. The life is not easy, but we all have to learn. And this institution is also helps employers to accept people from foreign countries, right? And the demand in the market right now is really high because, as far as I know, the port companies will need about 2,000 or 3,000 new workers and employees within 2 or 3 years. And
Bangladesh?
Yeah, it might be a solution if we won't find talents here because we are not.
So you just make a poster because it was a posters about waiters.
It's not bad. Maybe we can teach them.
Cool.
So yeah, I always look for options and solutions. And of course, the offshore project is also, it will create about 1,200 new job places throughout the project. So we have some challenges here in Klaipėda and we have to solve them. But I can only say again that a lot of education, we have 8 educational institutions in Klaipėda, higher education institutions. All of them are trying to put innovation into these studies, innovate the programs, master's degrees or it's a bachelor's degrees, or even vocational schools are trying to put some innovation and make their centers more attractive to the students. I know that, for example, a Baltic Gymnasium school, they want to launch an engineering center. They need some help from the town municipality and so on. So we have a lot of initiatives going on, even from the business part, because they are becoming board members of the schools and so on. But what we need exactly from the town, in my opinion, we need some kind of leadership, stronger leadership, and a lot of strong and clear direction where we are going with this. So that could help, I suppose, to all Klaipėda businesses and schools and all our community.
Fantastic. So yes, let's make a clap because I promised that you will have a chance to ask a question, and now this is the time. Please shoot. Do we have on the app?
We do actually. We have one on the app, but probably Jurgita already almost answered it.
Yes.
But I can read it. As an international student myself, I have found it challenging to navigate in the job market in Klaipėda, whether it's about researching opportunities to connect with recruiters. What advice would you give to other students like me who want to settle in Klaipėda?
I believe next week we will have some event in the International House Klaipėda, and we are talking with businesses and international students. We will try to make a match with business and international students. It will be our first event, and we'll see how it's gonna go. And later on, we probably make more of that kind of events.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Work in Lithuania as well, another source. Yeah, another question? Yes, please. We have.
Because that comes the possibility for the people to come. For example, I could work for the Norway and live in Lithuania, where is all my family, and then it will be more attractive
So who would like to take the question?
I will react. Thank you. This is a very good question, and we are working on it because we understand that pandemic was a game changer in terms of labor market, about people working from abroad, working online, and we will be talking to companies, Lithuanian companies, and also foreign investors about sharing the good practices, how very mature companies in integration field can somehow overlap or teach less mature companies in order to attract and to integrate foreign talents or that be diaspora talents. So we are very aware of the issue. We think this is crucial and we are working on it. So, and I would like to say one more thing.
One more.
Yes.
Small one.
If you have any questions, topics you would like to discuss, just please contact me, Agnė Kavaliauskienė at Ministry of Economy and Innovation. This is a small ad, but yes, so I'm the contact person. So
fantastic.
Yeah,
we like this leadership that we need it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our time ran out. For the panel, I would like to ask to evaluate our audience, and I would like us to clap to them. So thank you very much.